Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, I think we're good. Hi there, my name is Maxwell Ahmadi, and today I will be presenting my ACG 2021 Principles of Financial Accounting Tableau presentation, which I've done in tandem with the Moomba College of Business submission guidelines for a Tableau project for GEB 4890, the Strategic Management and Decision Making class under Richard Kelso. Very quickly, my name is Maxwell Ahmadi again, and I am a current USF Moomba College of Business student. I have gone to finish my degree now in my bachelor's in business analytics and information systems, which is a degree personal to me because I love how I'm able to take my love for math, technology, and data science together with a background in business and be able to work in analytics or drive business strategy in my professional endeavors. So I hope to do so and explain to you today through a Tableau presentation some of my skills. And so regarding today's presentation, we are talking about insurance sales data from 2017, specifically regarding KAT Insurance Company. And so quickly starting by looking at the Excel graph shown on the screen, we have numerous different columns and rows to exemplify the data that we've been given, starting with simple variables such as region and state, understanding different areas of the United States and where insurance sales have been taking place, going into a more detailed breakdown with a specific salesperson and insurance type, including auto, disability, home life, and professional insurance. That sales in a millionth of a dollar, rounded to millions, for total sales data for the year 2017, invoice numbers, and what country they all took place in. And so being able to understand this data from a basic view or from an analyst view, it looks like we have some very basic data here that has been very well organized and inputted. But now it's our job as a data analyst to take this to the next level and explain in Tableau a little bit more about it. And so going to our first dashboard here, our first requirement was to take insurance sales total from the Excel file and rank that by state. And so looking at our outliers here, I begin to look at our first three, which are New Jersey, New York, and the District of Columbia, or better known as DC area, that are leaders by millions in insurance sales by state for the year 2017. All areas that are in the general Northeast or kind of Middle East part of the United States. And then as we scroll down on our screen, we can see that our bottom three are Connecticut, Vermont, and Massachusetts, also areas within that Northeast, but also New England area. And so as we go on, it'll be interesting to learn more about those insurance sales by region and potentially what that could evolve into as to why the Northeast is ranked so high to start. And so then requirement 2C, we're asked to look at average insurance sales amount by state. Again, looking at those three leaders right there, New York, New Jersey, and DC, all coming in between $770 and $790 per insurance sale amount by state on the average. I don't know much about insurance sales, but I tell you that that first blockade right there of about 9 to 10 states is about 10 to 15% higher than their predecessors, which are in the 670s and kind of 660 area for kind of what we'd call that middle portion or kind of our middle blockade of data there. And so that to me shows enough about what the Northeast is doing to take a lead in average and in total insurance sales. But as we scroll down to the bottom, we want to see if that trend stays true with following states, and it does. We still see Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Vermont way at the bottom. And so that begs the question, as we continue to go forward and do analysis, does this stay true? And why are their total and average insurance sales so low? So then in requirement 2D, we're asked to look at the total number of insurance sales by state 2017. Looking at the total number, regardless of what the price was per sale, we see that places such as Oregon, South Dakota, and Maine were unique leaders, states that had never been mentioned before. But quickly following behind them are New Jersey, District of Columbia, and New York. So interesting to see some new states in the mix and to see numbers in the high 13 and low 1400s. And as we scroll down to the bottom again to see if things yield true, none of our previous states from there were before, but we've actually got a few new ones. We still have Massachusetts down there, but Alabama, Texas, and Louisiana are now near that bottom in terms of total insurance sales, being near the 1200 mid 1200 range. So unique to see that there's only a difference between top and bottom leaders and non-leaders in total insurance sales, only being separated by about 170 sales by the year, showing that there is a lot of competition going on in total sales. But as we analyze further, let's continue to see how this rolls. In requirement 3, we're asked to break down total insurance sales by region in 2017. And as we've kind of seen from before with states like New York and New Jersey, the Northeast is a clear leader, clearing the Southeast and kind of Midwest areas by over $1.5 million or nearly $1.5 million in the overage for total insurance sales, showing that the Northeast is continuing to dominate in total insurance sales per dollar. And so to fall in line with what we were seeing of Massachusetts and Vermont earlier, that New England area, including Connecticut, is ranking only about $4.8 million, almost half of what the Northeast is bringing in. And just to conceptualize this, these are areas that are not geographically too far apart from each other, but that are having a major difference in consumer buying patterns. And so now this begs the question as an analyst, what is leading to this discrepancy in sales by two areas that are so geographically linked to one another? And does it have to do with sellers or the insurance type? So now we look at the sales total by region and salesperson. And so beginning by looking at regions, we again have the Northeast at the top and see that that area has 3 salespeople that are all bringing in roughly the same amount per last year in 2017. But we also see that down in New England, which is our bottom, we've only got 2 salespeople. And so I don't know if that has any correlation personally, but something that stands out to me is that those top 3 regions all have 3 salespeople, and those bottom 3 regions only have 2 salespeople. And so this brings me to not make a conclusion, but to analyze and to want to better understand what's leading the West, the North Central, New England to only bringing on 2 salespeople versus 3, if on average we're not seeing much variance between what each salesperson's bringing in. Requirement 5, we were asked to break down total sales by insurance type and region. And so again, looking at the Northeast, we see extremely high numbers across the board, going as far as professional sales, a leader in auto sales, a leader in home, disability, and life sales. But we do see some major variance by insurance type. We see that professional sales is collating a significant amount more than auto, home, disability, and life, and that life is bringing in maybe I'd say on average at 10-15% of your total sales by the year. And so this goes to show that a lot of people that KAT company is making sales transactions with are buying on the professional end and not so much on the disability and life end, which might be leading to lower numbers over in that Northeast area. Or sorry, not in the Northeast, in the New England area. Taking that further into requirement 6, we're asked to make a map of total sales in 2017. And again, just like we've seen before, the Northeast is dominating. States like Ohio, West Virginia, New Jersey, and New York, all in that dark blue, signifying their density of sales within there. But now we're seeing lighter states in that New England area, such as Massachusetts, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, that are not bringing that same amount of jazz to the party. Even looking over at the Southwest and seeing a little bit of diversity, we see states such as Texas and New Mexico that are usually surrounded by darker tealer states that are bringing in some lighter color, meaning that their sales are nowhere near as strong as their surrounding regions. And then last but not least, in requirement 7, we're asked to put this all in a dashboard and make it interactive. And so my 2 questions that I pose to myself is, first, I want to take a look at life insurance. And specifically, I want to take a look at life insurance in 2 specific states. So beginning by clicking on life insurance, I see that it brings in a total of the sales for the year of, at least in the Northeast, of $815,000. But as we go over, we can see that life insurance is bringing in significantly less in that New England area, and all about in that 500,000 range in the West, Southeast, and Midwest. And just goes to show the difference between somewhere like New England in a life insurance and somewhere like the Northeast in life insurance. Over double of a difference there. And then finally, wanting to do an in-state look and look at the state of New Mexico specifically and see what are sales looking like. We see that in the state of New Mexico, which was one of our outliers in the South, in the Southwest area, or sorry, forgive me, the Midwest area, we see that there's only one salesperson that was assigned to the state of New Mexico. And that person brought in $811,000, which on paper sounds like a great number. But again, begs the question, what might this analysis look like if New Mexico was able to bring in another salesperson and expand beyond just the professional sales, trying to boost up some of their life and disability insurance sales, which together are not even bringing in a total of $200,000 for the year. And so with that, here ends my Tableau presentation. I'll go ahead and reset my filters today. There we go. I greatly appreciate your time in reviewing my video, and I hope to hear back soon. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through my USF contact email at mwahmadi@usf.edu, or an email at my personal email at Maxwell, Maxwell, last name AHMADI @gmail.com. Thank you much, and go Bulls.